Welcome, everyone. Dr. Thor here. Get ready for Christ consciousness. Well, several years ago, I did several reports and lectures on toxic, dangerous spiritual goods. Now, we have to understand that this is a very evil world, and Satanism is at super high levels to degrees you would be shocked to know about. And goes through every single level of society, from horrible child rape, making people into sex slaves, torturing them, beating them, mind controlling them. All this is done by a group of Satanists and organized criminals that run this world. But it's unlikely you're going to have too much contact with them. But if you get in bed with them by buying products from disreputable people, you will pay the price. I've been telling you this for years. Find out who your manufacturer is. What is their background? And of course, this is difficult to do to know if somebody's good. How do you know if somebody's good or bad? Well, you should understand what's going on. And people who portray themselves with the biggest smiles and they talk their nonsense can be the biggest demons. Organizations out there have been selling you bogus and evil products for 20 years now, if not longer. One of the biggest problems was these so-called ghost or spirit items. Now, these are complete and total frauds, and they do absolutely nothing. You can't put a spirit to make you rich in a ring or whatever it is that you see all over the place. This was started many years ago, and I started to offer what were called a spirit lamp. And you'd get a particular spirit and you would work with it and it would help you. And this was a way of doing a ritual indirectly through using a spirit contact. But you got to remember that there are no Aladdin lamps. And even the Aladdin lamps principle was something that was invented by a Frenchman when he printed books on Arab mythology and found they were popular and then made up a bunch of stuff. That's where the Aladdin lamp myth comes from, and Aladdin in general. So it ain't even based in any kind of Middle Eastern mythology. Secondly, this kind of technology does not exist. And if it does, nobody's going to share it with you. Certainly a world full of people with their own little Aladdin lamps popping stuff up in front of them would cause a complete breakdown of the system that we have today. We would have stacks of gold up to the moon. We'd have bodies everywhere. I mean, this would be a chaotic mess. It's not like that. To empower yourself, you have to go through a certain preparation, screening process, as was set up by the empowerment spirits and I believe even by extraterrestrials who wanted to empower mankind. But how do you do that? You give it to everybody? Oh, that's a great thing. Of course not. You give it to priesthoods. How do you access this information? Well, you have to go through years of priesthood practices, be trained, etc. And even then, you're not really guaranteed that anything's going to work for you. In modern times, we have new technologies, but these are not flip of the switch machines like bogus people in the past talked about. They are instruments that you learn how to play, and they will activate in your life to the level that you can handle the energies properly. And you have to train yourself. You have to get special tools. It's an entire art form you have to learn. That is the screening process. And people are able to use this to different abilities depending upon their place in the world, their understandings, what's going on. So all of this is how it works. And of course, you can reach a technical level like most Satanists do. They don't really reach high levels. They reach, me turning dial, me poo on here, me Satanist. And all the other negative people out there. And people have been hiding behind these negative satanic organizations for many years. They've been out there for hundreds of years, and the radionic industry in general is ran by Satanists. It started that way about 30, 40 years ago when I threw out a Satanist from my organization. And because they were Satanists, and they started all these black magic products, etc. So what do you do about this stuff? Now, you got to remember that it's more than just getting something physically that connects you to someone. So this entire field is not about physicality, because ultimately what works is a higher consciousness bioenergy that connects you to a tool that helps you or to an energy that you've been connected to. So when you get a cursed or haunted ring from these con artists out there that are stealing from you, telling you that you're going to have sex every night, that you're going to make $1 million, and all you got to do is send them a few dollars, 50, 60, 100, even several hundred, and well, what do they need money for if they have spirits that can make you thousands? Does that make any sense? If somebody has technology that can work for anybody anytime, or even for their own selves that they want to sell, why would they do that? I had one person say, well, you do it to help people. Well, that's a bad way of helping people. You empower somebody and they're going to generally use it for bad purposes. What are they going to do with it? Buy drugs and prostitutes? Well, that's very typical. So you're better off helping people, and if you wanted to, set up a charity to distribute things properly. And if you had the genie lamp and could have tens of millions of dollars, why not do it? Hollywood stars do it all the time. Bill Gates does it. Amazon has $470 million this month for world causes. Where does it go to? I don't know, because the world ain't getting better. So, as we understand all this, but the problem is this. You make a connection and then get a physical item that then pollutes you, puts you in a level of danger, and you get possessed by evil spirits. This deteriorates you psychically, physically, your relationships. It tears at your stream of empowerment in terms of money, and it will ultimately attack you physically, getting you ill. And this happens to a lot of people, and this is how these Satanists work. They work off of your pain and suffering. They live off vampiring you by connecting you to spirits that then help them out later. This is the process, and it's dangerous. These were sold by the thousands through eBay for many, many years, and they're still letting a lot of this happen again even today. They kind of outlawed this and making claims, as they certainly should, but it's certainly there, and as usual, particularly with eBay, is they don't really enforce anything. They're just worried about how much money they make. So here again, how do you check out somebody if you're getting some spiritual product? And certainly would be interesting if you can be connected to a particular positive spirit, but are they positive? How do you know? How do you know what they're up to, who they're connected to? Now, these Satanists have always hid behind everything while they take your money and get you possessed. In modern times, they're very open because people don't care anymore. Oh, you're a Satanist. Can you make me rich? Because Jesus didn't. So Satan, man, it don't matter to me. You're killing babies. You're making people, raping children. You got that 4-year-old. That's fine with me. Can I get rich? That's where society has went to. No morals, no nothing, and people throw money at them. E.O. Kemeting has made a fortune selling his satanic crap trap to everybody. And people line up to buy that comic book philosophy that he writes. They line up to buy toxic, crappy machines from known Satanists who sit there and demonstrate the machines with known Satanists sitting next to them. They get things from people who want to be the supervillain, who have never manifested anything in his entire life. So the whole idea is that this is complete and total nonsense. So, but you're buying into it because you think there's some easy street. And this easy street can be gained by maybe a few $1,000s, maybe lots of thousands, that they've convinced you of. Life is not that simple. While many technologies do work and they give you that edge in life, that's what it is, and it's your life. If you're not a person who knows about investments, knows how you can get money to come to you, well, it's going to be difficult to manifest high levels of money. So things will come to you through it, can come to you. There's nothing that can make you win the lottery. There's a lot of things that kind of give you edge. Some people have claimed, and there's been some proof of it, that they actually won smaller lotteries by using some sort of remote viewing. Certainly there's ways of doing it, but this is very, very difficult, and we've investigated it for years, and there really is no really lotto system unless you can somehow psychically perceive the numbers that have come out. And there seems to be blockages there as well. There seems to be something about numbers and so forth that are hooked into the human condition, and if everybody can do this, the world would be a mess again. But this is dangerous. You get a healing tool, you get a tool of these things. Who is making this? They're nobodies. They're making money. They're buying a lot of things at very low wholesale costs, and they are then selling it to you with a story. And there are thousands of people doing this. I've even seen products selling for $10,000. I don't know if they ever sold those or not, but the fact is that people have been selling these by the thousands for many years. So you have to be very careful. And we all are greedy. We want the easy road, and we're willing to pay money for it. Unfortunately, if it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. It's not going to work out. It doesn't work like that. And why would anybody possibly sell you lottery numbers, sell you things that will make you super rich, or make you the fact that you can have any other person you want, and endless sex demons come to you? And of course, they're called succubuses and incubuses because they drain the life out of you. It's okay. I got off. Yeah. And pretty soon you'll look like those people that sell orgone machines that look like they're 90 years old when they're 60. As your essence is drained out of you. What kind of insanity is that? Yet these people continue to sell this stuff and apparently make lots of money at it. Because there's lots of buyers for dreams, illusions, and cons. But there's more than just losing your money here. When you connect to these people and these spirits, they will vampire you for the rest of your life. You will become cursed, highly crossed, and your life will go down the sewer. And they want that because that's how they feed their spirits. These evil spirits work off of decay, disease, stress, pain, and suffering. They get off on it, and they're more than happy to make you be their slaves and suck you for the rest of your life. That's the way it works. So be very, very careful. And again, people who need help in these areas, do contact me. I'll do free readings for you. We do have a free service if we find that you're connected to what is poisonous orgone. If you've been poisoned by orgone, if you've had these kind of products you bought that have poisoned you, we will do a clearing on you at no cost. We need your name and your birth date, and we'll check you and let you know if that's a problem or not. Many people have it, and many people don't have it, at least not at this time. You have to be checked. It's not something that everybody has. So the whole idea is that we do this for you as a free service. We're there to answer your questions on these kind of services. But if people are promising you ridiculous stupidity of being able to control people like puppets, having sex demons come to you all the time, all of these things are horrendous. They're lies. It doesn't work like that. Nothing in this society does. Don't believe the lies and the misrepresentations for either basic ego empowerment to think that they are so powerful, yet can't prove any of it. There's nothing they do that prove they ever were powerful. And we have so many people, and people talk about how powerful people are, like Aleister Crowley, who died basically broke. The only reason he survived is Daddy left him what is considered today probably about $10 or $15 million, and he lived off of that all his life. He was a failure. There's nothing he ever did successful. He was just played into his lowest possible self, and that is how he operated because he's able to. And a lot of rich people are decadent that way. If you fall into these traps and you buy this kind of haunted, ghost, spirit, possessed things, they're all fraudulent. You get nothing. It doesn't work like that. And spirits are not trapped in items and then serve their masters like some bad movie. It doesn't work like that. And if someone has ultimate power, the control of some spirit that manifests for them, well, why would they possibly share with you? And if they did, they wouldn't share it for $50, $100, $500 like so many of these things sell for. Well, that's a pretty cheap return, isn't it? If you got something of quality, you're going to sell it at a good high price because you know that it works. And secondly, if this is so powerful stuff, then why don't they 100% guarantee it? You don't get results with that, send it back to me and I'll send you back your money. But you're not going to get that from any of them. They hide behind places like eBay and other places, and they sell you garbage, and then they connect you to demons that destroy your life. Similar to the orgone garbage machines out there, which poison you with door. Deadly orgone energies are sent to you so that they kill you. They make you sick and they feed off of you because they're produced by evil people that's what they get off on. So hopefully that is very clear. It's not the physical items. Once you make a connection with a metaphysical or psychic person, you're locked into them. They can send you whatever they want to. They can manipulate you how they want to. They can vampire you how they want to. All of this is the dangers of randomly buying products off of unreliable sources that have not been around. There's nothing about them. And even if there is, even if they've been around for many years, who are they? What are they into? Well, this is difficult to find out. Now, I'm more than happy, again, if you want to contact me about a particular organization. I may know about them. I've been in this industry for 50 years now. I know just about everybody out there, at least by semi-reputations. Now, it's really hard to tell with some people, and I've had people come to me, and is this person good? Well, you got to look at the whole reality to them. And some things are very dependent upon the individual again. Particularly when it comes to types of ritual services. And most people who offer ritual services have a reputation of good and bad. Some people it works for, some people it doesn't. And that's how life is. It depends on the problem and everything else. Is this person negative? Is it good? Well, what kind of outrageous claims are they making? If people are making outrageous claims, then you have a problem right from the beginning. Now, this is a problem that all retailers have with these kind of products. If you don't make stupid, idiot claims, you don't sell a lot. I try and pull back as best I can, and, my products have done amazing things for people. Will they do amazing things for you? I don't know. What's your background? What's your problems? What are your blockages? How crossed are you? Are you possessed? I mean, there's so many things that block people. But in general, my products work for everybody to some level. And they are made by a person who would never ever hurt anyone that doesn't attack him, who sends out positive things. So everybody has to be free and to understand that. Is that the case with other ones that run satanic guilds that are linked to all types of Satanists? People like E.A. Kinetti? I mean, what are you going to get from him? He's honest about it. He's a Satanist. You buy something from him or read his books, well, what energies are you taking in? Well, you're taking in those demonic energies. And apparently a lot of people like it. But I warn you against that. These bizarre people that support these other organizations who knowingly do it are setting themselves up for the big fall. Those who buy these products or who have been trapped into the radionic and orgone market buying machines and other things are all being misled because it all comes from the same garbage, stinking hole of evil that the modern wave of orgone that started about 30 years ago when it was pushed by people. It has nothing to do with the original discovery of orgone by Wilhelm Reich, which is completely different. You like that? Educate yourself on it. Understand the dangers of it as well. And it's never been proven that orgone has done anything. There's a lot of gossip. Reich was thrown in prison for making claims. And I don't know if it's because he was healing people or were people dying. We don't know. It's very typical of the society to persecute people, particularly if you get good results. But that's not the technology you're buying. You're buying some piece of garbage with stickers on the top of it instead of dial numbers. A dial with numbers on it shows a professionality. When you put stickers on a plastic cabinet made in Romania, really, it ought to show you the low-level garbage that is. Buyer beware. Remember, you buy from unknown, unproven people, and you're going to get yourself in a deep pit. pit of hell. You are going to get orgone poisoning, and at the very least, this will stunt your life expectancy dramatically. And at the large end, so many people have gotten very sick from this and have many cases of cancer have arose because of using these types of machines. Now, it's always very difficult to link anything directly here. I mean, they don't really know what causes cancer today, period. But the point is that this technology puts off negative energy. You need to get yourself one of our clearing plates, which is very critical. This has to be obtained to clear out any types of machines you're using, even if it's a good machine. You should clear it out properly. Clear out your jewelry, your watches, your rings. These kind of toxic energies tend to be in these things. So that is the reality of it. So we need to fully understand what is going on here. You cannot trust any of these people. They are not in it to help you or society. They are in it to fill their pockets and to feed the demon in them, and you're the food. Until next time.